Measured to the last cubit. Day 12. The quay holds. This is not a flourish. It is the cadence of work recorded at Wadi al-Jarf by an inspector named Merer, dated to Khufu's reign, circa 2560 to 2550 BCE. Welcome to Stargate Codex. I am Dr. Elias Thorne. Today, we follow that terse logistical voice into a longer archival thread, a meridian of hydraulic practice that links Old Kingdom canal logs, Sumerian water lists, qanat inscriptions, Roman gradient registers, and medieval cartularies.
Begin with Merer. His entries are dated by regnal months and mention specific tasks: cutting a channel, preparing a quay, moving stone from water to plateau. The record is administrative, concise, calibrated to labor and season. It reads like a field engineering log, not a ceremonial chronicle. A single concrete line in Merer matters. It fixes the presence of measured practice at a date earlier than many surveying manuals are conventionally placed. That temporal disjunction is the anomaly we track, precise hydraulic metrology present in an administrative pocket well before classical codifications.
When Merer's logistical notes are placed beside early Sumerian canal tablets from Uruk and Nippur, the commonalities are technical and operational. Sumerian water account tablets enumerate sluice repairs, measured lengths, and allocations, often using length units tied to grain-for-grain apportionment. Both corpora describe maintenance cycles and access rhythms, not merely abstractions.
Consider the empirical constants we can measure. The Egyptian royal cubit, approximately 52.3 centimeters, recurs in measurement rulers and building records. In Mesopotamia, units like the cubit variant, the sela, and the gur frame volumetric and linear accounting. Roman field practice, later codified by Frontinus in De Aqueductus, specifies gradients and conduit sizes, often expressed as drops per mile or small fractional degrees. Persian and Nabatean qanats show sustained minimal slopes with vertical shafts spaced at repeatable intervals. Across disparate cultures, we observe three repeatable elements: a standard unit, a gentle slope suited to sustained gravity flow, and routine vertical access for maintenance. We cut the channel. The stones moved on the 12th morning. Merer's phrasing is utilitarian, but it anchors a practice: the measurement of channel work tied to convoying heavy materials by water. That same utilitarian language echoes in Sumerian repair logs and in Roman inspection registers.
Now the archival evidence in detail. The Merer papyri were published with excavation reports from the Wadi al-Jarf site. Entries include regnal notations that allow secure chronological placement in Khufu's reign. Sumerian canal tablets are catalogued in major museum collections. The British Museum and the Harvard Semitic Museum hold numerous administrative entries from Uruk and Nippur strata, listing lengths, sluice repairs, and rations for maintenance crews.
Persian and Nabatean evidence is epigraphic and structural. Qanat headworks and mother well markers bear inscriptions and engineering graffiti that fix shaft spacing, occasionally noting patrons. Field studies of Iranian qanats published in epigraphic corpora provide shaft spacing measurements and slope profiles that can be quantitatively compared to other systems.
Roman practice is documented by Frontinus and by municipal inspection rolls. Frontinus discusses gradients and inspection procedures. Municipal archives preserve guild lists and inspection registers that record how conduits were surveyed and maintained. These civic records functioned as technical registries, often available as public law instruments.
Operative guild records and monastic cartularies translate technical details into legal obligations. A Templar cartulary may stipulate that a mill race be maintained to the line of the old survey and assign liability if the intake angle shifts. Those phrases embed a survey standard into juridical language. The technical becomes enforceable.
17th century Rosicrucian and allied alchemical treatises often cloak hydraulic technique in symbolic language. Discussions of aqua and conjunction that, read literally and contextually, map onto distillation, cistern management, and channeling practice. The rhetorical frame is allegorical, but the operational vocabulary aligns with known irrigation and water treatment operations documented elsewhere.
Linguistic traces further support institutional transmission. Egyptian administrative papyri use determinatives and measurement signs adjacent to canal terminology. Sumerian lexical lists classify irrigation tools and define units for channel segments. Persian inscriptions use operationally specific terms for shafts and mother wells. The recurrence of a compact lexicon for slope, shaft spacing, and maintenance intervals argues for taught procedure rather than ad hoc improvisation.
Control the cubit. Control the harvest. Those terse imperatives capture a structural fact. Metrological custody confers distributive authority. Where archives preserve a unit standard and a procedure for aligning channels, they also preserve the means for allocating water, land, and obligation.
Synthesize the evidence and a systemic pattern presents itself. First, hydraulic infrastructure functions as a repeatable technology of settlement and provisioning. Second, preservation of measurement and procedure in institutional archives, temple treasuries, city ledgers, operative lodge rolls, creates archival continuity across political ruptures. Third, the ritualization of inaugurations, attested in Egyptian temple calendars and Mesopotamian dedicatory practices, converts technical acts into legitimating rites, tying authority to the ability to manage water.
Applying Skye Alden's cross-referential methodology yields a working construct I call the hydraulic codex, a corpus consisting of metrological standards, slope heuristics, inauguration protocols, and maintenance obligations that travel through temple schools, operative masons, municipal offices, and later esoteric repositories. This codex is practical, archival, and legal, not simply symbolic.
Methodological caution is necessary. Parallels across archives do not automatically imply a single unbroken tradition. Convergence may reflect repeated solutions to the hydraulics problem and institutional necessity. Where evidence gaps persist, the responsible claim is institutional transmission by training and custody of records, with the explicit acknowledgement that some linkages remain hypotheses awaiting further documentary corroboration.
For direct documentary follow-up, consult the Wadi al-Jarf Merer Papyri publications, the edited Sumerian administrative tablets in museum catalogues from Uruk and Nippur, Frontinas de Aqueductu for Roman gradient practice, published epigraphic corpora of Persian qanats, and edited medieval cartularies containing Templar mill and water rights entries. I have placed precise catalog numbers, excavation reports, and a curated bibliography, including Skye Alden's compendium, in today's show notes.
Next episode will present a line-by-line archival comparison, a Templar mill roll adjacent to a Rosicrucian water tract, demonstrating how identical technical phrases are recoded into juridical obligation. For exact citations and excavation reports, consult the episode show notes now linked with this broadcast.
The archive never lies. The text remains.